All right, now that is what I call a small airplane. Hello, everyone. Today we're taking a look at the Flight Design CLTS. This is, I should say, CTSL. I wonder how many times I've messed that one up today. It is a teeny, 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 tiny aircraft. I mean, like, just looking at this thing right now, it's like, wow, I think I could put this in the trunk, and I don't drive a big car. Looking at the inside, this is definitely the definition of a microlight airplane. It looks like a kit. It looks kind of like a fiberglass that somebody just kind of sprayed. Looking at these little seats, they just sort of stuck in there. I love how the brake control is just brake, and you got a little throttle control. It's even got a choke, which is sort of interesting if you ask me. I love the display. It's super duper simple. I wouldn't recommend IFR flying anything like this, but I really do like this little display here. It's like a nice little GPS. It reminds me a little bit of, yeah, it's got a little bit of that actually, like a GTN. And again, we've got a 3D vision that we can turn on and everything like that and disable. Very similar. Switch it back to map mode so it's a little bit clearer. Pretty cool stuff. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like this. It's sort of cute. So anyway, let's go ahead and give this thing a try. Go ahead and kill the parking brake there. Right now, by the way, we are in Norway. I thought we'd take a look at some of the neat little things that usually come around Norway. Give this thing some gas. Whoa, it really wants to pull to the left when you accelerate. Does not surprise me in the slightest. That should be more than enough to get this thing airborne. First thing I do notice is the airspeed indicator is in kilometers per hour. And yes, for sharp-eyed viewers, I did just smack the tail. So, you got me. You got me. But again, this is day one stuff, so I'm kind of curious to see what I got here. Kilometers an hour. That's a little unique. All right, let's go ahead and give this thing a little bit of trim here. All right, feels pretty good. All right, Norway. So when I think Norway, I usually think of the fjords, and I also think of very, very nice people with some very, very unique takes on fish dishes. Hopefully I didn't just offend half my crowd or anything along those lines. But that being said, I have met some of these folks, and I can't wait to visit this country. You know, it's just absolutely beautiful from what I've seen in the photographs. The people I've talked to who have been here say it's just an unbelievable experience. The people are incredibly nice, and it's a wild world. I mean, it's Norway, you know. As far as this aircraft goes, right now things seem to be going pretty well. I'm picking up a little bit of that turbulence again. Doesn't surprise me. This is a Rotax powered aircraft. It's a Rotax 912. That won't be the first time I say Rotax when it comes to aircraft in Flight Simulator 2020. This just happens to be the most recent version of one of those aircraft. One of the problems I always have with the Rotax engine is I'm always terrified of overheating it. Got a little bit of experience with these. I've never actually flown a Rotax-powered aircraft in the real world, so I'm just speaking from my experience with other flight sims, is that they tend to be a little overheaty. You got to kind of be careful with it. It's actually a unique method for cooling as well. All right, kind of taking a look at what we have down below. It looks, oh man, this is just beautiful. It's like storybook down there. Love the little buildings and everything like that and how they kind of nestle into the trees. But we're here to play with the aircraft, so let's go ahead and put this aircraft a little bit through its paces, shall we? So first things first, let's go ahead and put ourselves in a good old-fashioned approach stall. First thing I notice is since it's an ultralight, when I kill the power, the aircraft slows down fast. Of course, sharp-eyed viewers will say, hey, you're climbing, that's why you're slowing down. With that being said, this thing's slowing down very fast. Pull up a little bit, drop the flaps all the way down, nose up. Wow, I'm doing 80 kilometers an hour. I haven't stalled yet. That's insane. Oh yeah, that control is all the way up to my chest. And down we go. Ooh, that was actually pretty polite. Not bad. That was good. That was good. All right, let's do a slightly more dangerous stall. I'm sure this thing is not rated for this kind of a stall. But too bad, we're going to try it anyway. Notice, by the way, I have no attitude indicator. Pull that nose up nice and tight. Let's see what happens. Whoa! That's a good one. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was great. Oh man, I have not gone around that many times in a very long time in the real world, and that's probably why I'm still able to fly to this day, so to speak. All right, looking around real quickly, looks like a pretty safe spot to land. I imagine landing this thing is going to be pretty easy, given that it's just so incredibly slow. Taking a look at my engine controls, everything looks well within its current limits. Imagine this is a kit plane if I had to guess. Oh, look at the little notch for flaps. Oh, these have cruise flaps. So you can actually put them up the opposite direction to help actually improve aerodynamics. Oh, that's so old school. I should say it's not old school. It's something you see in bush planes all the time. All right, looking like a pretty good spot. Let's go ahead and cut the throttle to anything. I'm not exactly sure what the approach speed is, but given that the white arc doesn't start until 80 knots, I'm guessing you can get this thing pretty darn slow. Let's go ahead and push myself up at a funky angle here. That's a heck of a skid. Ah, that's nice right there. All right, let's drop my flaps all the way down. I don't know if the flaps are very effective in this aircraft. Oh, look at that. I've never actually flown one of these before. I usually don't fly aircraft this small and this slow, but that's all right. All right, there's our good old-fashioned runway 17 there. Man, this thing is just like, oh, what can I do with you guys? I feel like you could launch this thing from your backyard without any issues whatsoever. It's just that lightweight. Pull up on the nose just a teeny tiny bit. Kind of lining myself up here. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Going to go ahead and center the nose out here. All right, pull the nose up. Oh, geez. I think I'm on the ground. I'm just so low to the ground. I'm not actually sure. All right, we are down. Okay, this is cool. This is definitely different. It's definitely what I would call one of the VR airplanes, because you'd be flying, 8 feet off the ground or something like that, zipping through those trees to my left and right there. All right, hopefully this is interesting as far as trying to figure out if this is a cool airplane. I think it's kind of neat, but again, ultralights aren't really my style. Enjoy.